Hi, my name is Gabriela from TulipArt Designs, and on this channel I'm showing you watercolor sketching ideas for your free time. So, you will make sure that you are doing something that brings you joy. Especially if you are a creative, then I'm sure you're on the right place. Now, I started the 100 watercolor sketches in 2025 challenge, and today is day 2, and we are sketching something very nice, something small, something maybe that can take you 15 minutes from your day. So I'm sure you can manage to do this. Let me show you what it is. So if you are ready, let's just see what we have for today. So our second watercolor sketch for 2025 will be some snowdrops. I love these flowers and I feel like they are supposed to come a little bit later, but we had them here in the Netherlands quite early, at least in our garden. So I felt like we have to sketch them. So let's just start. Okay, before we start, I want to walk you through very quickly through my supplies. I have my Mary Blue watercolors. You can use any watercolors you have. Keep in mind that probably your result will be just a bit different if you are using different colors or different brand of watercolor paints. Then I have my water resistant ink fine liner, so it means that when you draw and you add a watercolor on top of it, it will not bleed. I have a jelly roll pen to add some highlights in the end if I want to do that. I have a round brush number, size number 10. Any round brush will do the job, but I definitely suggest you not going for a very small or very large. Something in the middle like 8, 10 will be perfect. Of course, some water and paper towel to clean your brush. I have a clip here to just make sure that my pages from my sketchbook will stay flat. If you're using a loose watercolor paper sheet, you will probably you will not need the clip. Okay, now the first thing I will do is to ink my drawing. If you need the outlines, they are available on my Patreon page, and if you are a member there, then you can get all of the templates. So let's just start. I think maybe I can zoom in a little bit. I will put this paint on the side for a second or a bit more, and I will start with my snowdrops and then the petal here. I usually like the sketchy style, as you probably already know, but if you feel like you want to sketch draw very smooth lines, that's absolutely fine. You can follow the template, the outlines, and trace in the style you like the most. I will add these detail lines, then the petal in the back. I have the stem. I am drawing a double line for the stem. Sometimes I am adding a second line, and if I'm adding a second line, then it will be on the right side for every element from my illustration. Okay. All right, then the second flower with the petals here. So if you need the templates, I will link it. I will link my Patreon page below in the description, so you can definitely check it out if you are interested. So this, I really try to make it, let's say like 15-20 minutes. So I don't really want to make a perfect, realistic sketch. Watercolor sketching is really about making mistakes, enjoying the process, just exploring watercolor and not, you know, focusing on the perfection, because let's be honest, nothing in the nature is perfect, right? So we can definitely implement this in our sketches and try to let perfection go. And definitely once we try to do this in our watercolor sketching, believe me, you start doing it also in your daily basis. Things like everything you need to know, you need to do during the day. So this definitely helped me a lot, like practicing of letting perfection go, because believe me, I am quite a perfectionist. And yeah, when something was not happening the way I want, and if the result was different than what I was expecting, then I was definitely not happy. I was definitely, how do you say this? I was not really sad, but I was more like angry that maybe I did something. So letting perfection go is something that for sure we need quite often. At least I do. Okay, some grasses. I'm literally doing scribbles with my pen. Okay, then these leaves. I hope that when I prepare some templates for you, this will definitely make it easier, because I hear from lots of my students and members that it's actually hard to start the drawing part, finding inspiration, how to, you know, simplify it, how to start, what to do, what really to sketch on the paper, because we often get overwhelmed when we go outside and we see so many things. So you feel inspired, but you don't know where to start. So I really hope that these tutorials and the templates will help you make some time for yourself and, you know, your creative hobby. Okay, I will use my my eraser to clean all the pencil lines from my sketch that I did in advance, and then we will add some watercolor. Okay, so if you feel like brush size 10 is too big for you, you can definitely take a smaller one, like number 8. I wouldn't go for a very small brush, because then it's hard to make nice washes. So I am taking water with my brush. I don't want to have dripping water from my brush. And then I will start like painting with water. So I am adding water where I have my leaves. Okay, and it will probably start drying, but that's okay. We can go back and add a little bit more water if it is completely dry when we wet all of the leaves. The technique I use most of the times is wet in wet. You have different wet in wet options. I usually start with water and then add the paint. So these are a bit drying out now, so I'm just going back and adding more water. I also have my AC working here, so that's probably not really helping. Okay, so I make sure it's quite wet. I don't want to have, you know, big puddles. But I also want to have a nice shiny surface. And then I am taking some green. I have Hooker's green and green gold here. I will start just tapping, letting it bleed. And then the paint will just do its job. You have darker spots and lighter. And that's all about it. We don't want to have a perfect wash. We don't want to have perfect realistic illustrations. We really want to enjoy how this paint moves around. So I'm literally tapping with my tip of the brush or making a brush stroke next to the edge of my leaf. If it's too light, you can definitely pick more concentrated paint. And again, with the tip of your brush, making small strokes, tapping with the brush just like this, okay? And then letting it bleed. And it's just amazing. Like maybe in the beginning it will be hard because you expect something, but this technique is definitely unpredictable. And most of the times, if you expect something, probably it will not happen that same way. So I definitely encourage you to let it go and just enjoy. So what I'm doing now, I have only water on my brush. I go here where I have the grass and just tapping the leaves, then the paint bleeds. We can definitely add more, just like this. I am tapping with some extra paint. Okay. Okay. Then let's grab, it's good if I actually show you what I'm mixing. Some Hooker's green and some green gold. So I have kind of a darker, warmer green. So let's just make the stem and the leaf here. So this time I am painting it with watercolor paint instead of only water. I try to work quickly, so I can add a little bit darker green. So I will grab some Hooker's green and tap it on the edges. Also here, I really want to do it quickly, so the first layer is still wet. Just like this, okay? Then a little bit on the stems, so they will be darker than the leaves. Okay, I want some green splatters, so I will take a good amount of paint on my brush. I don't want to have dripping paint from my brush. I will hold it horizontally and tap the brush like this. You can add as many as you like. Okay, I want just a little bit of yellow for this middle part of my snowdrops that I have here. And I will grab very, very transparent Payne's gray, but it means that you add a lot of water to the paint and then use it on the edges to create shadows for these white petals. So gentle brush strokes, and that's it. If you want darker grass, you can always take more paint and tap. I would go where I have darker and I will go with the darker paint where I still have some wet parts, so you can see how it bleeds. Okay, that's it. We are ready with the watercolor. I will let this dry. I have a heat gun. If you don't have one, you can definitely grab a drink, another tea or coffee, have some snacks and come back if you want to add a little bit of highlights. Okay, now that this is dry, I will take my Jelly Roll pen and I will add a few scribbles, literally, here where I have the darkest part of the green, on this side a little bit, also here on the leaves. And to have a nice contrast, you need to put the white where you have the darkest parts, okay? Like this. I will not do, I will not draw too many white lines. We don't want to make it look fake and like a sticker. So it's really about adding just here and there a little bit of highlight. Okay, I think we are ready. That was it for today. I hope you liked the video and I hope you enjoyed it. I definitely hope you learned something and you also sketch this. If you need the templates, they're on my Patreon page. I will link it below. Consider subscribing for my channel so you will not miss any of the other watercolor sketches for this year. Thank you for joining me on this creative journey and I hope to see you next time. Bye!